bayakholwa but abashumayeli ngoKristu noma bayashawa but aboJohn bagcina belento bebulewe abapostoli bonke lento bagcina bebulewe ngenxa yeqiniso babengena ejele zaziningi izinto ezazenziwe but iyothi ndiyayibamisa gogo babemiswa izwi likaNkulunkulu because izwi akusile lokushumayela. That is why mina tata ngingenayo Sunday school umahle sintsala ekseni angikwazi ukuthi ngingaba ne Sunday school ngibe nomntwana okhula eceleni afundise umuntu ongafundi iBhayibheli uNkulunkulu abemlethe kimi. AmaJuda ayeshaya ngento eyi1 ukuze abantwana babo at the age of 7 bebefundisa umthetho wonke kaMoses iTorah and bebeza bazopresenta phambi kwabalali kwamaSanhedrin ama leaders abaJuda ama scholars then baba sign off. That is why they were becoming a rabbi at the age of 12. So Tina, we are so concerned about the issues of Sunday school. Ngifuna abantwana laba to sing the scriptures because these are the people that need to contend for the faith. If the devil want to trick the future of the church, he's going to trick labantwana. Because thina uyazi ukuthi sizokoloza sinengane ayisekho nento akasikhalisa ngayo because sibonile okuningi emhlabeni but abantwana bethu bona kazobaba. That is why ngifuna ukuthi ngigxilise izwi. uNkulunkulu uzosisiza sizofika la khona isikhathi la sosithola khona namafunds evume size sibe nemanual yabo like doctrinal manual yabo yelento understand kakhulu iChristology bakhona ukuthi bayicule mawubabuza lokho ba-explainele because izinga esifuna ukuba kulo and yinto uNkulunkulu akasibizele yona kulomkhukhu losihlangene kuwo. So that is why namhlanje sihlangene sizofunda indaba le sizokhuluma ngedoctrine. Idoctrine nje bazalwane ilento isifundo sabaphulelo sabapostoli isifundo ngoJesu. The doctrine isifundo seBhayibheli esiyiqiniso. Namhlanje sizobheka kuneverse engili distributile bengiloko nje ngiliposta ngilifaka nakwilento kwi-page lebandla unovuke lifaka naye ku 1 Timothy chapter 4 verse 16 let it take it unto thyself, let's say thyself and unto the doctrine, then let it continue in them, let it for doing this thou shalt both save thyself, let's say save thyself and them that hear thee. So namhlanje ngifunda ngesizolozo sizobheka idoctrine in it's 1 Timothy chapter 4 verse 16 but sizobheka kuma verse. That's the core yelento lasoqala khona ama doctrine Sunday wethu because it's very important. So sizobheka into ezimbili ku thyself and them that hear thee, thyself and them that hear thee, wena oshumayelayo because into makukhubela esingayisiye singayinaki ukuthi mangimela phambili ngifundisa I must also take heed unto myself and unto the doctrine by continuing, because doing so I shall save myself. Because thina sicabanga ukuthi when we are here preaching abantu ekumele basave abantu abahleli phansi and this approach engifuna sibe nayo futhi kwilento kule study noma kule sermon engizoyenza noma le teaching engizoyenza ukuthi kune responsibility yebandla as well yabazalwane. Because bazalwane kumele wale ngomphefumulo wakho, kumele wenzeni ngomphefumulo wakho, because uma ungaqapheli izinto ozifundiswayo ungaba sengozini. Ngizochaza ukuthi uPaul kungani acacisa lamazwi lawa ajule kangaka bebhalela uTimothy, because bekunenkinga akade bebhekene nayo la on the issues of the doctrine. Because uma uPaul ubhala incwadi ezu3, they are called pastoral epistles. Ubhala first Timothy, ubhala ne2 Timothy, ubhala ne letter kaTitus. uTimothy uPaul umbhalela uTimothy ubulela ubheke ibandla laseFesu, uTitus umshiye endaweni ekuthiwa secret. And in order to understand the purpose of these epistles, you need to draw from Acts chapter number 20, Wizenzo chapter number 20, because ila khona indaba iqala khona ukuthi si understand ukuthi kungani uPaul akhulume ngedoctrine kangaka encwadini zikaTimothy. Uthola uPaul avula ngezinto zedoctrine. Secondly, atshela uTimothy indaba yokuthi kumele angazi ukuthi nebangumsindo la atshela uTimothy ukuthi kumele enze njani ukuze abeke ama-elder azolusa umhlaba kaNkulunkulu. Thirdly, abeke izilento imigomo ejulile neqinile for ama-elder. For example, uthi an elder must be a man olento who is above reproach. Secondly, uthi kumele kube indoda engathandi imali, asithi indoda engathandi imali. Secondly, uthi kungabi i-new convert, kungabi umuntu oqeda ukusindiswa nje, because umuntu oqeda ukusindiswa uyinkinga because ziningi izinto akangazenza. Then fourthly, uPaul uthi kumele kube umuntu one record elihle, asitheni record elihle. Uthi kumele kube no record elihle ngaphandle, kungabi ngaphakathi kuphela. And uyacacisa uPaul uthi kumele kube indoda emfazi munye, let's say indoda emfazi munye. And uyacacisa uPaul uthi kumele kube indoda ekwaziyo ukuleader umndeni wayo. And he explained ukuthi why kumele kube indoda ekwazi ukuleader umndeni wayo. Uthi because indoda engakwazi ukuleader umndeni wayo ayikwazi ukuthi ingaleader kahle umsebenzi kaNkulunkulu. Mawungaqaphela uPaul ekhuluma ngama elders bese ubheka la khona kakhuluma ngama deacons, zicishe zingafani, iyafana yona but kunezinto A1 ecishe yona ingagxili kakhulu kuma deacons, because kuma elder uPaul emphasize ukuthi an elder must up to teach, or an elder must be able to teach. Uthi elder kumele kube umuntu okwazi ukufundisa idoctrine. That is why in the very same epistles you find uPaul now instructing them or teaching them that an elder, that is, and they must honor the elders, with especially those who labor in the word and in doctrine, because the importance or the requirement of an elder was to teach doctrine. Why doctrine, and why Paul is so emphatic to these epistles? Because siyayithola incwadi ebhalelwe Efesu. Incwadi yaseFesu iziyaveza ukuthi he ascended on high and he set the captive into captivity, and he gave some to be apostles, prophets, teachers, shepherds, evangelists, and in for the equipping of the saints, for the work of ministry. So we have tindas longelezini. But why let's see three? Paul is so emphatic about the issues of doctrine. Uzobona la sizofunda khona masiqala sivule uPaul une problem, because kunento ekuleti isifundo ekade singena, and isifundo data asiveli ngaphandle. Let's say the false doctrine was not coming from non-believers. Isifundo singozi besivela ngaphakathi. That is why Paul is so emphatic to Timothy ukuthi ke qaphela izinto ozifundisayo ukuze uzisave wena, usave nalaba abakulalelayo. Because la kwabanabantu abaqala ukunyenyisa ifundo kune doctrine uzoza la sofunda khona. uPaul uyibiza ngedoctrine yelento yamadimoni. uPaul le doctrine yamadimoni siyazi ukuthi even in the book of Genesis doctrine yamadimoni began there, because the doctrine yamadimoni is something that tells you to do what God said you must not do. The doctrine yamadimoni is not a doctrine that will only say hamba, whereas anything that is disguising to be a doctrine, but the inside it is okutshela ukuthi wenza izinto uNkulunkulu akathe ungazenzi, then leyo nto leyo is very dangerous. So in order for us to understand, let's sofunda khona. I want us to begin first. Nozoqala ku 1 Timothy chapter 4 ufunde ku verse number 8. Qala ku 6, qala ku 6.
Xa ubeka lezo zinto kubazalwane.
Yes.
Uyakuba yisikhonzi esihle sika Kristu Jesu.
Ke qala ku 1.
Kepha umoya usho ngokucacileyo ukuthi ngezikhathi zokugcina abanye bayakuhlubuka ekukholweni. Number 1, sithi abanye bayakuhlubuka ekukholweni. So masinikeza ititle ukuhlubuka ekukholweni, abantu they are called the apostate. Number 2, benaka omoya abadukisayo nezifundo zamadimoni. So omoya abadukisayo, this is the deception. Let's say deception. So in deception, so Paul Bakabele says there's 3 la introduction ukuthi 1,
there must, in the later times, some shall depart from the faith. When people depart from the faith, they do not leave the church. So we need to understand that when they umabantu behlubuka enkolweni abayekela ukukhonza. Abantu bahlubuka enkolweni ngokufuna ukushintsha isifundiso. Mabeshintsha isifundiso abayekela ukukhotha ivesi noma abakhoti ilento bayisho into engazi ukuthi i-revelation mayivele. For example, nangu kulento uSathane udibana noJesu kuMatthew chapter number 4 uthi uma indodana kaNkulunkulu uJesu bengasi indodana kaNkulunkulu bekuyindodana kaNkulunkulu kuMatthew chapter number 3 uJesu beqeda ukuconfirma umoya ongcwele ukuthi lona uyini uyindodana yami. So uSathane is quoting the very same thing ukuthi uma uyindodana kaNkulunkulu then you become apprehended. Second uthi pendula amatshe abe yini abe isingo. So those are the false doctrine. Have you ever seen people that think in order for you to be a born again Christian, there must be something spectacular that you are doing? That's the first deception that is affecting the church today. How does it affect it? It will affect it in enforcing the false signs and wonders. Kuna signs and wonders angamanga that are enforced to the church so that people are going to be believed and people are going to quote scriptures. For example, people are going to tell you that uJesu wenzani wakhafulela phansi wathatha ini udaka wahlanganisa namathe wagcobisa umuntu emehlweni wayesethi akahamba yogeza umuntu wenzani wabona. Then they will tell you that Jesus used what? A substance. So that's a false doctrine quoted from the scripture. But the bigger picture is that the devil wants to lie because Jesus never instructed abantwana bakhe to use amathi saliva nokuthi bawahlanganise nomhlabathi as a form of healing lento amehlo. He never prescribed any healing for amehlo. Actually, we do not limit him to anything. But do you understand that the false doctrine, when a person is perpetrating a false doctrine internally, then they will start bringing something in a form of a word. Then what did the devil do? Secondly, he said, uma uyindodana kaNkulunkulu enzani gibela phezulu kwalendaba wenzeni uziphose phansi. Then he quote anything except the scripture. He quoted the scripture, but he quoted it falsely. He cited Psalms chapter number 91 uthi uNkulunkulu utheni uyothumela ini ingelozi zenzeni zikubambe nesandla ukuthi unyawo lwakho lwenzeni lungashelele. So not everything that is disguising as a scripture is a doctrine. No matter how much I'm trying to expound and explain it, what you need to sense, you need to go deeper than the one that is presenting the scripture and check that ukuthi lo muntu oyikhulumayo lento inhloso yayo yini. For example, if ngifuna ukunisearcha nonke la, I can come and say to you uJesu wahlala eduze komgqomo umnikelo. Akahlala eduze komgqomo umnikelo. Wahlala ngithi kwakunomfelokazi owayelento owayehleli lapho ephethe indibilisha yakhe yokugcina. Wayengeke umfelokazi wayekhona ngithi kwanikela injinga sanikela ngemali eningi umfelokazi wanikela ngeyokugcina kwenzekalanga lokho kwenzeke. But kuphi la ngigijimela khona mpileni mangisigebengu ngigijimele ekutheni khiphani yonke imali yenu yokugcina because uJesu akabheki ukuthi kukhishwa ubungaki. So creating a doctrine from something that was descriptive, because what Jesus was trying to expound there is that he is looking at the heart. He was not forcing people to give their last cent. He was not manipulating the mind of people. But these are the things that we are seeing today, and they are disguising as a doctrine. In the pastoral teaching that handle abantu bakaNkulunkulu with care. Handle the scriptures with care. Don't make this thing to be about you, but honor labantu uNkulunkulu akabalethile by dishing what exactly God have bestowed in your heart, by not adding or subtracting. But Paul is not training Timothy on how to go and preach. He is beginning by training him how at the biggest preaching, which is a walk and a character. He is building his character, which is the biggest preaching, because the biggest preaching, it's easy and it's very interesting to preach something that have converted you. Because you don't need to even cook the stories. You take it as it is because now you trust it. So Paul is using the opportunity in this letter with Timothy and Titus to teach them about the issues of the doctrine. That these things command and teach. 12. Nozu.
Makungabikho umuntu odelela ubusha bakho.
After ikhoma ngifuna uhambe kancane. Enzani?
Kepha yiba isibonelo.
Asithi yiba isibonelo. Asishoni futhi yiba isibonelo. So Paul is saying, be a mirror. Be a mirror. How do you become a mirror? If ngikuze ngibelieve ukuthi ngigqoke kahle tata ngifakanga upside down phela ngeke kuphi kwispilini. So Paul uthi iba isibonelo kulabantu. Don't tell them to dress well. I'm making an example. But show them how to dress well by you being converted. Ngalento le oyiteachayo. So iba isibonelo. Be an example. Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers. Yes?
Kwabakholwa ngezwi.
Kwabakholwa ngani? Yes.
Nangenkambo.
Nangani? Nangenkambo. Yes.
Nangothando.
Yes.
Nangokukholwa. Nangokuhlanzeka.
Nangokukholwa nangokuhlanzeka. Do you know, Abo, don't take what I do, take what I preach. Flee. Once a preacher says that, flee. Once I begin sengala ngithi ungathathe engikwenzayo uthathe ngikushoyo, flee. Paul is clear. One, what you need to do, be thou an example of the believers. One, in word, in conversation, because even in conversations, let not my good conversations be triggered kuphela mangikhuluma nabantu abangabazalwane or kuphela masila enkonzweni. Major umzalwane also with the conversation that umzalwane akaphatheka kuwo outside, because those are the things that we tend to neglect. Because if we can continue to teach you to honor the church, then we are not different from this demonic teaching ebizwa ngegnosticism yayiseFesu leyo Paul akayikhuzayo, because bayitshela abantu ngokudla, yayitshela abantu ngelento so even yayitshela abantu ngokuthi kumele bangaganwa ukuze, so they must have a certain things. Ukwabona umuntu ubenikele babuslephe kuze kube nomkhuleko kuthiwa sizotshala i-million, maybe million, then sizoba ne-night prayer. Ithi night prayer ukuthi khumbula Jehova, sizokhumbuza uNkulunkulu, sizokhumbuza uNkulunkulu ubusuku bonke, sizomkhumbuza ukuthi inkosi ngathi ngimike, inkosi ngenza this. So this is a demonic teaching. This is a demonic teaching, because in other words we are saying we have held God in that offering. So in other words, God needs to dance for our cater because of that offering. God is a great God. He is not limited to whatever that we do. So we need to change our approach. Like even when you give because you understand, but don't give because you buy God, because you can give today and something bad can happen to you tomorrow. Don't blame God for it. God is not going to change his plan because of this part. You give to him because you have to. But let us not select inganekwane sikhohlisane as if kunento esingakhona ukuyenza ukuthi siforce uNkulunkulu ukuthi ayenze. uNkulunkulu, let's say God is God. So be an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, and in purity. Impurity ke inhlanzeko ilento esibalekelayo namhlanje. That's something that we are running away from, which is purity. So Paul is saying to Timothy here, be an example even in purity, because you can't preach about purity if you are not pure. You can't preach about it if you are not pure. So Paul is calling attention to Timothy on those things, that in order for you to be a good steward, these are the things that you need to check, because you are not going to be an ordinary man there. Don't go there, Ephesus. I left you in Ephesus. Titus, I left you in Crete. But there are things that you need to do in order to spread the gospel. So let's continue now, because of time. I'm left with 3 minutes.
Nakekela ukufunda.
Nakekela ini?
Ukufunda.
Hayi bazalwana sisho msonke le. Nakekela? Yes, kubeka nozo.
Nokufundisa.
Yeah.
Ngize ngifike.
Nakekela ukufunda. nokuyala nokufundisa ngize ngifike. Akasho uPaul ukuthi go and act. Uthi nakekela. Umuntu mayithi nakekela kuno NB. They said be careful. Till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, and to doctrine. Because once you hold those three things, reading, exhortation, to doctrine, then you are going to be able to understand. Because uTimothy natata uthunyelwe ukuthi ayodila ne-issue ye false doctrine. Kunabantu abafundisa imfundiso zamanga. Awukwazi ukubamba abantu abafundisa imfundiso zamanga mawungazi ukuthi iqiniso yini. So iqiniso litholakala ezwini likaNkulunkulu. You can fast. We thank God for fasting, but if you don't read, uzoba ne-power, you know that power yokugoloza. Utshela abantu bamadimoni, but you don't have the scriptures to tell them ukuthi wena you are wrong because of 1, 2, 3. Uzogcina usufana nenkani. Kunenye ingwenya yaseNatali ene voice strong enenkani. Le ngwenya inenye inkani leyana inenye inkani enzima kabi. Yabona ukuthi lo muntu unenkani, but you can't find the counsel of the scripture because abantu inkani abazuyizo bazovele bakushaya. So uPaul uthi till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine. 14.
Ungasidebeseli isiphiwo esikuwe owasiphiwa ngezwi lokuprofetha nangokubekwa izandla ngamalunga.
Number 15.
Nakekela lezo zinto ume kuzo.
Nakekela lezo zinto ume kuzo, yes.
Ukuze ukuqhubeka kwakho kugqame kubo bonke.
16.
Ziqaphele wena kanye nesifundisi.
Then uPaul uvala ngokuthi ziqaphele wena kanye. Because doctrinally, before you become a poison to the church, you become a poison to yourself. Because for the fact that I've got an audacity to stand here and lie using izwi likaNkulunkulu, this means I'm dead. In spirit, inhliziyo yami nonembeza wami ushiswe ngeayini. So uPaul uyamnxusa ukuthi ke kukho konke, take heed unto this to thyself, zinakekele wena, and unto the doctrine. Because ngingayinakekela doctrine but ngingazinakekeli mina and twist that doctrine to suit me. Because there are things that are not taught because they are going to take away from what benefit me. Doctrine means even if Leonto izothatha lezinto ezikubenefitayo, let it be told. Azikho izinto ekuthiwa lezi zifihliwe zikhulunywa kwicouncil yabafundisi kuphela ezekwiscripture. Then in other words kune ndlela esibachaza ngayo abazalwane. This means we are saying they can't think. People that can think are the only pastors. So Paul is very clear that take heed unto thyself, zinakekele wena, and unto the doctrine. Yes.
Ume kulezo zinto.
Yes.
Ngokuba ngokwenza lokho uyakuzisindisa wena nabakuzwayo.
Ngokuba ngokwenza lokho uyakuzisindisa wena nakabakuzwayo. Singaba ngeenyawo. So nayo into ekumele siqaphele ke. If ubheka iscripture noma izwi ake uqale ucabange ngawe. I want to unlearn you this mentality because most people, I've seen a lot of people when they prepare, maybe a person is sharing, abantu abazobe begcwele engqondweni yalowo muntu lezobe ukuthi i-response ye-audience. So take heed unto thyself when you prepare. Is that word? Do you understand that word?
Amen.
Liyasebenza na kuwe. Liyakushintsha na wena. Ungabe umfarisi. Ungabe umzenzisi ababefaka amagama amade bebe emakhoneni befuna ukubizwa ngabo rabbi. But inhliziyo zabo they were rotten. uJesu uthi ningafani nabo labo. They want to be greeted with big names. Because when you read the scripture, ask yourself a question first. Even those that are going to deliver the presentation next week. Remember, this thing is not a presentation and how and about how eloquent you are. It's about, do I understand? This will avoid you to go and sniff all these wrong and unorthodox teachings that are destroying the church, because devil is available on internet to grant you everything that will move your attention from the scripture. So you need ukuzikhandla uqaphele lezo zinto lezo. But before ucabange ngathi uzosiprotect noma uzosinika into ephilayo, take heed unto thyself. Think about yourself. Because once you believe that a lie is true, if unembeza wakho uzokutshela when you read the Bible that what you are about to say is not correct, is incorrect, It will say, you have heard T.D. Jakes saying it. You have heard Noel Jones saying it. I've never confirmed this thing to you. You got it from Noel Jones. What did I say to you? You will stand here knowing very well that ngifuna ukusho uNoel Jones sekuselenge ukuthi ngibanjwa ama hiccups in here. But deep down you know that you are delivering what Noel Jones was saying. So none of the living have an inspiration to create a new thing. Because all the word is true and all the word is created. There is no revelation. Say there is no revelation.
There is no revelation.
But there is a discovery. Akekho umuntu no revelation. Kunento ediscover okathi ungayinakisisanga. But kunomuntu oyinake kangcono kunawe. Ayikho lento, there is a man of revelation. There is anyone who claims to have a revelation is a false prophet or a false pastor. Because all scriptures are inspired by God. And unayo leyo, it's not like this thing. Is this a revelation? You are discovering what Paul meant. Because I've read it and I diligently read it. Now you understand something that you have been reading. It's not like I came with something new. This is a house of revelation or a factor of revelation. No, this is not a factor of revelation. We are diligent. We check when Paul is using Ubundo Chimayo, what does he mean? So that's the purpose. So we are continuing with our Doctrine Sunday. Next week we are focusing Ngubane Laba. Abbas will present. I will have maybe some time with them. Maybe in the creative group. It will depend how we do it. So that we'll engage on it. It's a very important. I've realized that this is a very important teaching. You would sing about Shi Abaning. Because the more Sikuluma Sibaning is, the more we engage. This is how we are going to teach resurrection and the glorified bodies. I will only summarize. So maybe we'll have a Amaland session. I will create a group, even a video call or something to discuss it. Just I will be probing questions and also to check the scriptures together so that we will do a proper presentation. Then we will conclude. If maybe next week we'll have one person who will have a dedicated 20 minutes to just unpack. Then next week we have another person. Even if we can take the whole year dealing about the issue resurrection part, we are not going to leave it until we understand. Amen. Then our doctrine Sundays are going to be in two. In the morning, those sessions, where is the most important session where the church participates. Then the second session, where I put the weight. And be careful of what I teach, because our apologetics will be on those things again. Because you also need to investigate the things that I teach. Shall we all close our eyes? Father, we thank you.